Hey, how's it going, guys? Welcome to another episode of Zen-Oh Button. Today we're going to be going over the Set 9 Expert deck and Starter deck. Some cards I was thinking of possible interactions with it. So starting off, we're going to go with the Expert deck Cell. So going into this first card on the Unawakened side, auto, when this card is placed in your leader area, choose up to one Cell Games Arena from your deck, activate it, and you can't activate field cards for the duration of the game. Activate main once per turn. Choose one green or yellow card from your hand, place it under this card, then choose one card in your life, place it in your drop area, draw two cards. And then Awaken, if there's a total of 4 or more energy between you and your opponent, you may draw 2 cards and flip this card over. So just looking at this side first, that first auto, Cell Games Arena hasn't been revealed yet, so no idea if that's a really awesome card. I'm assuming since it says you can't activate field cards, I'm hoping that the field itself can't be removed by skills, similar to the Dr. Wheelo, I believe, field. It can't be removed by skills, so hopefully that's the case. And I'm assuming they had that you can't activate field cards, so it can't interact with the old, was it Cell's Rebirth? I can't remember the name of the card. The old Cell Leader that allowed you to go through the Cell Chain to make your opponent ditch cards till they only have 3 in hand. The activate main once per turn, choose one green or yellow card from your hand, place it under this card, then choose one card in your life, place in your drop area, draw 2 cards. It's kind of like a crappier version of a ditch 1, draw 2. I mean, it's cool going under the leader, which will apply on the Awaken side, but critting yourself is usually kind of annoying, especially when you're not getting a really good effect out of it. The Awaken, if there's a total of 4 more energy between you and your opponent, that's not too bad. So no matter what, you're guaranteed to turn 2 Awaken unless your opponent decides to not charge, but if that's the case, they're crippling themselves and then you're going to get up to 3 energy. So I think that's fine, because if you know whether you're going first or second, if you have to Awaken on your opponent's turn, it's not a big deal because you draw 2 cards. So I'll flip to the back. He's got 2 once per turn activate mains. The first one is very similar to the one on the front. Choose one green or yellow card from hand, place it under this card, and choose one card in your life, place it in your drop area, draw 2 cards. So you're still critting yourself a life, even on the Awaken side, which is, I don't know, I think it's kind of crappy. I think probably your best bet is to maybe not do this too much on your front side. I don't know, but then you need to get the hand advantage. I don't know. I personally, I don't really like that. Once again, we don't know the Cell Games Arena ability. It might make it worth critting yourself really good. I have no idea. And then the second one, choose 2 cards under this card, place them in their owner's drop area, play 2 Cell Junior tokens, and they are 10k power, 0 combo cost, and 5k combo power. So 10k attackers, so nothing too crazy. But anyways, that's the leader card, so we'll move on to some of the starter exclusives. So Cell Genetic Consumption, 1 drop. He's got Union Absorb. Choose one Android 17 card in your drop area and place it under this card. Choose up to 1 green, yellow, multicolor cell with an energy cost of 4 from your hand or deck. Play it on top of this card in active mode, then shuffle your deck if you look through it. So this is actually pretty solid. 1 energy. You just need to have an Android 17 in the drop, and then you can get the 4 cost cell, who's, we'll see him later on as we're going through. And it gets played on top in active mode, which isn't bad. I mean, I don't know why you'd ever want to attack with a 5k unless maybe you're going against Bulma, but never hurts to be able to go in active mode. And then I always love cards where it lets you choose from deck or hand, because it's not like, oh, I drew into the card, it's dead right now. It's like, it's not too big of a deal. So that's a pretty cool card, able to start the chain. I guess technically you could turn 1 if you comboed out of an opponent's attack or something, or not comboed out. Actually, I don't think you can do it turn 1, but regardless, still pretty good for 1 energy. Android 18, Imminent Danger. So this card's actually pretty cool. Activate main, 1 colorless. If your leader card is an Android card and you send this card from your drop to your warp, choose up to 1 green or yellow Android card with an energy cost of 1 in your drop area and add it to your hand. So, sounds a little bit confusing, but it makes a lot of sense when you look at the next card. Android 17, Impending Crisis. He's 1 drop, green, counterattack, negate the attack, and play this card. So it's pretty cool. Roshi, it's like a Roshi or a Videl. Now green, from my understanding, green didn't have one until this. So it's always cool. 1 energy, negate, can never complain about that. And it's an Android tag, which is very relevant in green. Now his auto. If your leader card is an Android card, when you play this card, choose up to one battle card with an energy cost of 4 or less that has Android in its name from your deck, place it in your drop area, and then shuffle your deck. So if you notice, it just says energy cost of 4 or less. It doesn't say color or anything like that. It just has to have Android in the title. So this card actually can tie in with a lot of things, like in the blue-green Android, like 21. So going back here, you realize choose up to one green or yellow Android with the energy cost of 1 in your drop area and add it to your hand. So essentially, you play this dude, you find Android 18 from the deck, put it in the drop, and then you can pay 1 energy, sending this 18 to the warp, and then you can grab a negate back. So it's pretty sick. Off the top of my head, I can't remember how many green androids were like 1 drops or less than 4 drops. But there's definitely some possibility for synergy, and worst case scenario, honestly, grabbing a negate back, especially if you're doing the blue-green ramp, like Android 21, where you're going to have a bunch of energy, you're going to have dimension magic, untapping energy, like grabbing negates back is going to be pretty awesome. So that's definitely a cool little combo they have there. Now this dude's going to be a little confusing, but it ties in with the Triple Strike Gohan later. So Super Saiyan Son Goku, Valiant Breakthrough, Auto. When you combo with this card from your drop area, choose up to one green-yellow multicolor Son Gohan Childhood card in your battle area and switch it to active mode. So it has to be comboed. It's not just a normal combo. It has to be comboed from the drop area, but when we get to the Gohan card, it'll explain how to do that. Now for the activate main, if your opponent has 4 or more energy and you have a Cell card with an energy cost of 4 or more in play, which isn't that hard to do, play this card from your hand. If you do, choose up to one of your opponent's cards, switch it to rest mode, and you can't play this Goku card for the duration of the turn. So it's pretty cool, but I think the big thing is the auto, the first auto, which once we get to the Gohan card, I'll tie in. This other card, Super Saiyan Vegeta, Begrudging Support, auto. When this card attacks, choose up to one of your opponent's skill list battle cards, KO it, and this card gets plus 5k power for the duration of the turn. So 2 energy for a 20k attacker. Definitely kind of a cool side deck option if you go against Kid Goku. Being able to just kill one of their skill list cards is super helpful, and then he's a 20k attacker. Don't know how relevant he'll be, but, you know, not the worst card. Alright, Pernicious Progeny. I believe that's how you pronounce it. It's for 1 yellow energy, extra card, activate battle, choose up to 2 Cell Junior tokens in your battle area and remove them from the game. For each Cell Junior token you remove from the game with this skill, choose up to one of your opponent's cards and switch it to rest mode. So, since this is an activate battle, that's not terrible, honestly. You know, if your opponent just massed out this huge board for 1 energy, like say you're going up against like red and they have a huge board, they play a Fearless Pan, right? They swing with that first card, 1 energy, boom, you rest mode to, what does it say? Let's see, rest mode, opponent's cards. Ooh, that's actually really good. I thought it said battle cards. Choose up to one of your opponent's cards. Damn, okay, so that's actually pretty solid. So you can choose energy, battle cards, leader card. Wow, alright. So that actually, this extra card right here might make Cell worth running. I looked at the cards a little bit beforehand, but I missed this activate battle, and it can choose any card. So, granted, you do have to kill the Cell Junior tokens, but you know what? That's not too bad. Not too bad at all. And I'm pretty sure there's other older cards that play Cell Junior tokens. I don't know them off the top of my head, but anyways, that is a pretty sick ability. So, and then let's look at the activate main. 1 yellow, if your leader card is a Cell card, add this card from your hand to your hand from your drop area. So just like recycling cards. So it's cool. There's a lot of ways to cycle cards from your drop back to your hand. Now here, this dude has the new keyword successor. He's pretty wild. And he's doing that kind of one-armed Kamehameha. Is a really sick scene in the anime. But anyway, Super Saiyan 2 Son Gohan, Wounded Victor. Triple Strike, Energy Exhaust because he's green-yellow. Successor, 1 green, 1 yellow, 1 colorless. And basically, choose, I'll read the what successor is. Choose any number of your mono green, mono yellow, or green yellow multicolored battle cards whose energy costs add up to the energy cost of this card. Place them in their owner's drop area, and then you play this card from your hand. So essentially, you're kind of like, if you mass up a bunch of weenies on your board, now it's like you can essentially get this monster out for pretty cheap. I mean, 3 energy for a 30k triple strike. And looking at the final auto, he's basically a dual attack triple strike. When this card attacks, choose up to 1 yellow Son Goku card in your drop area and combo it with this card. So, going back up, to this dude. When you combo this card from your drop area, choose up to 1 green yellow Sun Gohan Childhood and switch to active mode. So basically, for 3 energy, this dude turns into a dual attack triple strike for 3 energy. Now you're asking, how the hell am I supposed to get 8 energy on the board? Boom. Cell perfection misspent. If you saw that 1 energy card, you can get the 4-drop out pretty easy. I believe the 4-drop is after this 8-drop. We'll go through this 8-drop cell first. So energy exhaust because it's green-yellow. When you play this card, choose up to 1 of your opponent's battle cards and KO it. Never a bad thing, you know what I mean? It doesn't specify a cost or whatever, so if your opponent just has some huge, really annoying card, or you're going against Baby and they have that stupid ape out. I shouldn't say that, I play Baby all the time, so I'm guilty of having that big red 30k triple ape out all the time. But anyways, if you're going against an opponent, they have this huge monster out, just pop it with this dude. Second auto is pretty cool. Choose 1 Android 18 card under this card, place it in its owner's drop area. When your opponent's card attacks, so any card attacking, negate the attack, then choose up to 1 green-yellow multicolor cell with an energy cost of 4 under this card, play it, and place this card in its owner's drop area. So you can get this dude out, you rip an Android 18, place it in the drop, negate an attack. And this is super handy where it just says negate the attack, because there's a lot of cards that say, I shouldn't say a lot, but there's some cards that say, oh, your opponent can't use counters. The blue Spirit Bomb Goku comes to mind, where your opponent can't activate counters. He's a double strike. So that usually kind of stalls opponents out. But with this, since it says negate the attack, that Spirit Bomb Goku doesn't say the attack can't be negated. It just says your opponent can't use counters. So this is one of those sneaky ways to kind of get around it. Like the Janemba leader has it. There's a 1-drop yellow Zamasu has it. I believe there's a 1-drop green Dr. Wheelo monster thingy that has it. So there's a couple cards, and sometimes it's better to have it not actually be a counter, but have this kind of negate. So it's very cool, and the 4-drop comes out underneath, right? Now let's go look at the 4-drop green yellow. Union Absorb 1 green, choose 1 Android 18 in your drop area, place it under this card, choose up to 1 cell card with an energy cost of 8 from your deck or hand, play it on top of this card in active mode, then shuffle your deck if you look through it. So whenever a card is placed on top in active mode, that's usually pretty sweet. So you can basically swing with this guy. He's a 15k attacker, nothing crazy, but you know, apply a little bit of pressure. Then you bring this cell out. Important thing to note is when you're doing this 8-drop cell second auto, this 8-drop, I believe, goes to the drop. Yeah, so he goes to the drop, and this dude grabs from 1 cell, cost 8 from deck or hand. So that's an important thing to know, that, you know, he's going to be in the drop. So this auto right here doesn't grab from the drop. However, second one, if you have 4 more energy, when this card is placed in a drop area from a battle area by a skill, it doesn't say your opponent's skill, it just says a skill, choose up to 1 cell card with an energy cost of 8 in your drop area and play it. So, going back to this Gohan, the successor ability is super broken with these cell cards, because essentially, you can use successor, kill this 4-drop, and then hopefully you've gone through the chain, you have an 8-drop in the you have an 8-drop cell in your drop area. You play this dude, do successor, kill this 4-drop, and then when you kill him, if you have 4 more energy, you play another freaking cell out. Like, it's absolutely insane. Like, you can just keep recycling these cards out. And you see how easy it is to go from the 4-drop right here into the 8-drop, you know, just 1 energy. So you can use that 1-drop from earlier. Let me scroll up. You can use this 1-drop to pretty easily get the 4-drop out, and then the 4-drop can go into the 8-drop with 1 extra energy, and you need the Android 18 in the drop area, and then you can get the 8 freaking cost out super easily, which allows you to do successor, where you can just solely do it off this 8-drop, or maybe you even do it off this 4-drop. So that's the expert deck in a little bit of a nutshell. It's pretty solid so far. I really don't like the leader, but I think they were a little worried about successor and some of the things, and they're always afraid of hand destruction. As you can see, they don't want you to play any field besides the cell game, so we'll have to see how good the cell games is. But just a couple cards. I was really just 1 card in general. This Broly Agent of Destruction Secret Rare. Looking at his autos, when 1 of your green battle cards with an energy cost of 7 or more is removed from a battle area by a skill, once again not opponents, or KO'd, activate this. We all know this secret rare. Basically, you can play him, You want to get him out at 1 life, but regardless, he's still a 40k dual attack double strike that's coming out. So going here, Successor, you're removing, if you have this dude on board and you remove this 8-drop cell with this Gohan, 3 energy, right? You can also bring this dude out. The only thing that you have to be careful of, you have to choose all cards in your hand, place them in the drop area. You can play them from hand. So, you know, there's, you know, it's not the ultimate play, but if you're able to get yourself down to 1, which isn't impossible with your leader freaking critting yourself all the time, that's a potential kind of dirty play. You're going to get a dual attack triple strike, and then you're going to make your opponent rip their entire hand with this dude. It's just has the possibility to be absolutely bonkers, but this looks pretty cool. I'm not a huge Cell fan. Like, just, I mean, from the anime, he was like kind of decent, but I never really played Android. I played Android Super 17 and stuff like that, but I never really played Cell, I should say. Never played Android, but I mean, the cards look pretty cool. Successor ability looks broken, especially with this 8-drop being pretty damn easy to get out. Like, turn 3, regardless of that Broly secret rare, you can kind of just, you know what I mean? You can just see the possibilities. And here's the old Cell leader. I don't know how much of the new stuff would really apply to him, but at least you're not critting yourself. So this is something to keep in mind, that the old Cell leader is still around. But yeah. It's funny, like, rereading this. I read this a couple times. I didn't realize it's activate battle, and you can choose, for each Cell Junior token you take out, you can choose a card and switch it to rest mode. Like, that's kind of mind-boggling, actually. Like, it's blowing my mind a little bit. But so that's the Cell Expert deck. Now moving on, scroll up to the starter deck. This one I'm a little bit more excited about. Switching back to the front. Nothing super crazy about him, but I think what comes in the starter deck makes this dude pretty wild. So, Son Goku, he's Universe 7, red, which is actually pretty cool. He's got crit. Whenever a leader card has crit, that's always awesome. Your opponent never wants to take crit, so you don't even have to think. You're just swinging with this dude, and you know, you don't have to think. It's just happening. Warrior of Universe 7, that's always a really good tag. Haven't seen it in a bit, and you know, you can play Roshi negates, the yellow ones, the blue ones for free. It allows you to kind of almost be a tri or quad color deck, and it's not the worst thing ever. Now, his Awaken is what makes him awesome, I think. When you have a Universe 7 card in play with 25k power or more, or your life is at 4 or less, you may draw 2 cards, flip this card over. So you may be saying, like, 25k power or more, Universe 7, like, it's kind of hard to get. Like, most of those cards are like 4 cost or 5 cost. But as we go along, you'll see there's a pretty sweet card that allows you to do that. Backside, Ultra Instinct Son Goku, Hero of Universe 7. Now, this is also sick. Printed crit on the Awaken side. That's always awesome. I think Yamcha and Super 17 are the only other leaders that have that. And just having crit on the Awaken side, and when you attack and draw a card, like, I know he has nothing else really there besides the Warriors of Universe 7. It's freaking amazing. So, and then when this card attacks, draw 1 card, then choose up to 1 Universe 7 card in your battle area, and it gets plus 5k boost. So, nothing too extraordinary. But, you know, he's still drawing on the backside. There's no requirements. There's no sparking or anything. You don't need to have bond. He's just going to draw, boost up one of your cards, and he's 15k crit. Now, that might not seem like the most amazing thing ever, but you'll see with this Universe 7 with 25k power or more, how you're able to get that pretty easily with one of the cards in the starter deck. But we'll keep moving along. Anyways, Friendly Rival Frieza. 4 cost 20k. You're probably not going to be ever hard casting this Frieza, but the auto's not bad. If your leader card is red, when you combo with this card, choose up to 1 red extra card from your deck, place it in your drop area, then shuffle your deck. So, one of the cards later on is designed kind of, you want to look through the deck and you want to place it in the drop. Another extra card in the starter deck. So this is pretty cool. Another card I think this is pretty awesome with is this, the Final Guardian. If your leader card is red, it's basically a negate you can play from the drop. Which is pretty awesome, especially, you know, if a lot of people are going to be still playing the Triple Strike Gogeta, making you dump your entire hand into the deck and only drawing 3 cards. Like, it's always really nice having one of those drop negates. So you can even use this in Prison Frieza. It's a 4 cost, 20k. Universe 7 tag is in it, which is cool, but for Prison Frieza, it's above a 3 cost, so you can still play this, and you can use that to grab Final Guardian. Or you can even use this to grab an extra card you need from your deck, put it in the drop, and then I forgot what the name of the card is, but there's one of those cards when you combo with it, you can grab an extra card from the drop. So essentially, you can kind of use this as a way to kind of cheat whatever extra card you need from your deck into your drop and then grab it from the drop. So pretty cool card. Now here, this card is freaking sick with this leader. Like, I just got excited reading this. So it's multicolor red blue, 2 energy, 16k. Auto, and his energy exhaust auto. When you play this card, it gets plus 10k power, and you can't play non-Universe 7 battle cards for the duration of the turn. Okay. He's Universe 7, 16 plus 10, that's 26,000. Now going back to the leader, when you have a Universe 7 with 25k power or more, 26 is more than that, you may draw 2 cards and flip this card over. This is insane. Like, I don't know. Like, this is just kind of blowing my mind. You can, hypothetically, you can awaken at 8 life if you combo out of, like, let's just say it's, you go first, you do a multicolor, your opponent goes, you combo out with just any old 5k, right? You're at 8 life. You play this dude for 2 energy on turn 2. He gets 26k, right? You are now awakening with 8 life, 15k crit, and you're going to start just swinging every turn. Your opponent now needs to bring you from 8 to 0 with literally freaking as a 15k. Like, that is incredibly hard to deal with for most people, like, or for most decks, I'll say. So honestly, just that combo right there, being able to awaken turn 2 as a 15k crit and even be able to boost him up, you give him a 5k boost, he's now going to be a 31k with the leader boost. So even if your opponent has some big card in rest mode, for 2 energy, you're swinging at it with 31k. And then his second auto is pretty solid too. When your opponent plays a battle card, you may return this card to its owner's hand. So this card is just absolutely freaking broken. It's Universe 7, so you can pay any 2 energy with it with this leader. It's just, it's wild. It's just absolutely wild. This Vegeta is also pretty freaking wild. Red, blue, 5 cost. He's blocker, 25k attacker, so we can't get Denial of Hope, which is pretty sick. Blocker, energy exhaust, auto. When one of your red-blue multicolor battle cards is removed from your battle area by a skill, doesn't say opponent skill, it just says a skill. If this dude's not in play, you may play this card from your hand. So you want to talk insane? Turn 2, play this dude. He gets the boost. You can swing with him or not. I would almost, depending on the deck, I would maybe not swing and just keep only swinging with your crit leader just to kind of screw your opponent over. Then your opponent plays a battle card on their turn. You grab this dude back to your hand, and then you play this 25k blocker to block pretty much most attacks. Like, 25k is pretty solid. And he's a 5 cost, and he's above 20k. He doesn't really get hit by much, except maybe Crusher Ball and Gallic Cannon or Gun, whatever the new yellow counterplay is. Absolutely insane. Like, just those 2 cards just made me so excited for this leader. And the final card here, we're in this together. Red, blue, 2 red, 1 blue, 1 anything, energy exhaust. Activate main. If your leader card is a Universe 7 card, choose all of your opponent's battle cards with 25k power or less and KO them. That's pretty sick. 25k power is that's a pretty generously high number, and you're KOing all of them. Like, that's pretty cool. Activate main. If your leader card is a Universe 7 card, add this card from your drop area to your hand. So, going back to that Frieza, combo this dude out. You know, maybe turn 1 you combo this dude, right? To keep yourself up at 8 life. You combo this dude, go through your deck, slap this dude from the deck to the drop, and now anytime you need a board wipe, it's just chilling in your drop. So I mean, in reality, maybe you only need to run like 1 or 2 of this if you happen to run a playset of that Frieza, and you can just, you know, search out any cards you need. So that was a starter deck right there. So I don't know, I might be looking into it too much, but just awakening at freaking 7 or 8 life, you know, even if you go against an aggro deck, like, I don't know, how much damage can they really do turn 1 or 2? Well, I mean, I guess Baby can do some pretty big damage, but for the most part, a lot of the times, like, you're going to most likely be awakening with a healthy amount of life, and having crit, it's friggin' awesome. But I pulled up a couple cards on TCG and Shenron's list just that might work well with this. So this dude never really saw play, and right now he might not be the best. He's a 5-drop, so not too many counterplays hit him, but that 20k power makes him a denial of hope target, so that's kind of crappy. You know what I mean? If you pay 5 and someone pays 2 and they murder your card and you don't get the auto, like, that's horrendous. But anyways, his auto, when you play this card from your hand, if your leader card is red, which this Starter Deck Goku is red, choose up to one of your other Saiyan battle cards in play, which are Universe 7 or 6, and switch it to active mode. Both that card and this card gain plus 10k power and triple strike for the duration of the turn. So this is pretty cool. He's red. It's just another option to play him. In an ideal world, I don't know the best build for this leader. I don't know if it's better to go aggro or maybe even do a Victory Strike build, because he does have Warriors or Universe 7. If you do a Victory Strike build, I don't know if you'd ever be able to get this combo off. But if you can get this dude out, the triple attack crit, and give this guy, and you play this Vegeta, and it gives this dude triple strike. If you're swinging triple attack, triple strike, crit, that is just insane. And like, these cards are super cheap. Like, I'm not even saying you have to do Victory Strike. Also, I don't know if Victory Strike is the best, you know, way to go about with this leader. But with the amount of defensive cards red has, and you're swinging with crit with your leader, like, I don't know, it might not be a terrible option. However, just once again, I don't know if this combo would ever go off, but I don't know. To me, this just seems like an insane combination. Playing this, get this triple attack dude out. Maybe you swing with him 3 times. Hopefully he doesn't die, even though he probably will. Hopefully he doesn't. And then the following turn you play this triple strike, triple attack, crit. Like, there's just no way your opponent's surviving that. I went through this Final Guardian, really sick card. And here is just some of the red extra cards that are available to this leader, right? Combination attack, if you're doing red-blue, that's pretty awesome. Oh, and another thing I actually forgot to bring up, with this extra card here, right? It's 4 energy, that's super costly. But in this new set, there's an ability called, I believe, Invoker. And from my understanding is you can play a red-blue multicolor card for 1 energy if you have a Invoker battle card out. So if that's the case and I didn't misread it, and you can play this freaking board wipe for 1 energy, that's also mind-blowing. Absolutely mind-blowing. But anyways, going back here, you know, I was kind of saying Victory Strike. Everyone just always says Victory Strike. But with the sheer amount of defense freaking red has, After Image, Denial of Hope, is that all you've got? Beerus Ball. Like, you have so much freaking defense with red that, like, honestly, Victory Strike might not be the worst play. You know what I mean? And we don't know what's coming out in this new set. There might be a new evolve target for this dude. Because at this point, it's basically Height of Mastery, which I don't know if I would suggest running yellow. I mean, you could. Wouldn't be the worst thing, but Height of Mastery requires 4 yellow energy. With a red leader, I don't know. I don't think that's the best way. I think the best way is with evolving into this triple attack, and right now, this dude is pretty much one of the few targets, or I think the only other target besides the Height of Mastery chain to get to Victory Strike. And I mean, he's not bad, but you know, hopefully they release something new to go up the chain. Although maybe they won't, because Victory Strike is very annoying when it occurs. But yeah, I mean, the possibilities are endless. Planet M2, I think, would also be an amazing frickin' with this leader card. You can minus 5k from little weenies, or when you're swinging with your leader, minus 5k from your opponent's leader, and especially you'll be awakened like turn 2. They're probably only going to be at 10k, so now they have to deal with your 15k crit while they're at a 5k lead. You know, you're probably also going to want to run some Champas or East Kai's double strike, so really, familial bonds. I don't know which red Saiyans you would want to run, but, well, actually the Universe 7 super combo, you could always recycle him for 2 energy, and then maybe run some 4 stars, like Cabba's Awakening. I think that's more of Frieza, Prison Frieza, but if you could choose one of your red cards, give a plus 6k for defense, like, I don't know, Victory Strike might not be a bad option, or, honestly, pretty much either a crit build or even an aggro build. Like, this dude seems like he's going to be, I don't know, maybe I'm overhyping him, but I don't know, I think that combination is going to be awesome. And you know, crit is always one of the best things of all time in this game, because whether they combo out or they take the life, like, you're winning. They're either losing cards or they're losing cards from life. Like, they're gaining 0 advantage from you swinging, and a 15k turn 2 is awesome. So I'm pretty excited for these starter and expert deck. I'm a little sad. I feel like the freaking last set just came out, and I'm still experimenting with decks that have just come out in this format. And, you know, I forgot when this comes out, February 14th or something like that. So I'm a little sad that they're already coming out with new cards, and, you know, there's just so much to deal with. But, you know, I am excited. There seems to be a lot of cool stuff, and they keep changing the game. Honestly, I think for the better. I know Yellow Baby's a little bit annoying to deal with, but it's definitely very beatable, and it can brick. So I think the game is going in a great direction. But I just want to thank you guys. Please like, comment, subscribe, and don't forget to press that Zen-Oh button. Thanks.